Hi, I'm Eric Friedman. I'm the Executive Director of the Mad River Valley Chamber of Commerce, and we're here talking with John Bleh, who's the Communications Director. Is that your title?
That's pretty accurate. PR Comms Manager. How's that?
PR Comms Manager.
Yeah.
High-priced corporate mouthpiece.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Talking head. Resident talking head.
Well, John, thanks for joining me on the Tailgate today.
I've been aching to get on this show ever since I saw this incredible piece.
Yeah, 72 Datsun, by the way. That's what this thing is. Picked it up in West Virginia, as a matter of fact.
I couldn't. That's a very believable sentence.
So, it's fall. It's getting a little chilly. We got our jackets on, right? A little snow up on the hill. So, what's the plan for opening day here at Sugi?
Right now, we're looking at Saturday, November 23rd. We need the weather to cooperate a little bit. And if we get lucky, which we have the last couple of years, we'll open that Friday before, actually.
And what's the plan? What are you going to have open, hopefully?
So typically what we've been doing lately is opening Gatehouse first. Gives you kind of terrain for all abilities right off the bat, and it makes more sense when you have a smaller time frame of snowmaking to be able to blow snow on a trail that's not too steep. So we can get pushover and slowpoke open with only a couple days of snowmaking. And then we'll start to move over to Valley House, then we'll get the new Heaven's Gate going, and it'll all start piecing together.
Nice segue there, John.
You like that?
Yeah, so tell me about what's going on up at Heaven's Gate. The old triple's gone, huh?
Old triple's gone. We auctioned off all the chairs.
Which is proof positive that there's a sucker born every minute.
The number of chairs that you see driving around the valley, just sitting in people's yards like they didn't get to that next phase of hanging, you got to love it. So replace the triple with a quad, fixed grip quad.
Whoa, 4 people at a time.
It's a little.
Mad River Glen days.
That's
kind of a lot.
Yeah, no one even has that many friends.
Right.
So it's just like the Valley House quad over here. So as the loading conveyor, it's a little faster. But they've done some cool stuff. So it's the bottom terminal's pushed up the hill a little bit. So the loading area is better. You won't be as much of a snake out on the trail. And the top piece, which if you remember getting off.
Oh wait, I'm not gonna have to hike up to get to Jester.
No huffing and puffing. Yeah. It's all fully flat up there. I was just up there a couple days ago, and
does the lift go higher, or was it just regraded?
It basically terminates at the same place. We just blasted back a little, so there's more room, and the left is all kind of flattened out. So
when you did that, I hope you didn't take out any long trail hikers.
Yeah, a couple long trail hikers, lots of Bicknell's thrush. No.
Awesome. And we didn't do it during bear season or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Green Mountain Club people, Agency of Natural Resources.
Yes, right? There are a lot of regulations and time constraints and lines and everything that we had to do to deal with the habitats.
Around that. No, but I mean, Sugarbush is always really, I think they take their environmental commitment really seriously.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't realize it is that property where the work is being done is National Forest, correct?
Yep. Yeah. So basically, all of Lincoln Peak is essentially National Forest outside of the base area here, and then at Mount Ellen, it's National Forest, kind of from the top of like Northridge, that upper 4th of the mountain.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't necessarily understand that relationship with the National Forest Service and the lease that you have. And I think there's 3 skiers in Vermont that have National Forest leases. Isn't that right?
Yeah, and I can't.
I know Stratton, I think, is one of them, and I forget which one the other one is.
It's not Jay.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I should know the answer.
No, it's pretty cool though. It's a great collaboration to work with those folks.
Yeah, and when you're especially when you're doing projects, not that it was difficult per se, but doing projects like this, it is kind of one extra piece is working with the state, working with the towns, working with the forest, working with environmental agencies. So it is a huge process to.
It's better than working with those jamokes at the Chamber of Commerce, though, right?
Tell me about it.
They're the worst.
Yeah, but they have cool gear,
right?
Yeah,
So what else is going on? What else is new that we can expect to see on the mountain this year?
So a couple things. The lift project is the big one. Yeah. Nomad Coffee, which was in the farmhouse, and way before that it was Skinny Pancake, and before that it was the Sunrise Cafe, dating way back.
Now what's it going to be?
We are taking it back over. We're turning it into. It's called the Tucker, which is the name of the old Snowcats.
Snowcat.
And it's coffee and cocktails. So it'll be specialty coffee in the morning with cocktails late into the night.
So we can day drink.
It's action. There's mountain operations. We're here in the spring. There goes our director of ops on a buggy. It's good stuff.
And they said no one works around here, right?
Yeah. Well, only right now. We've been kind of sitting around for a while.
So speaking of which, going back to the day drinking.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have coffee. We're gonna have like Irish coffee.
Yep. I think you definitely get Irish coffee, and then they're doing like a cool sandwich menu, like Italian style, not like an Italian style, but like Italian style sandwiches, which is cool. It's a cool space. They've kind of redone it in there, giving it some theme to match the cat, and just another place to drink.
Yeah, I always like booting up in there because it's just a little quieter, and people don't always necessarily go there. But I guess now there's gonna be more people hanging out.
When Castle Rock's feeling a little overloaded or rumbles, that might be the next bar. Or who knows, that might become the hopping spot.
So what else is new? There's got to be other new fancy stuff going on.
So we made a bunch of snowmaking improvements, particularly over at Mount Ellen.
We're not going to need it this year, John.
Yeah.
It's been a freaking dump, dude.
Like that's the Mad River Glen coming out of you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the high hope. We have had over a foot of snow already this year. It's just most of it, and by most I mean all of it melted. So snowmaking improvements, we made a bunch of investments to the Shark. Those are kind of the big categories. Something super cool that we're doing this year, an initiative. It is basically a challenge to the Sugarbush ski and ride community to collectively try and ski 1 billion vertical feet.
All right.
1 billion. So tracking it, in a Sugarbush app or an Icon app, we will collect all that data to try to track 1 billion vert, kind of all in it together thing. And if we accomplish that, Sugarbush is going to be donating $50,000 to NFI, which is an organization that deals with mental health. Basically.
Oh, not the Eric Friedman Vacation Foundation.
There's mental health involved in this space, yeah.
Yeah. So tell me. So I'm sorry. So who's it going?
So NFI is an organization that has a chapter in Vermont, has one in New England, a couple other places in the country, but they basically deal with mental health, families, youth, trauma, and so we're going to be giving $50,000 if we hit the goal for that, and we'll probably be releasing it throughout the year. So.
Well, I know you're going to do your part.
Yeah, I might ski. Well, I don't know. The 1 year I skied 100 days, I don't think my vert total was very good. It was a lot of boot out of the office, take 2 runs at lunch. So.
Wow, you've only had one 100-day season.
That's kind of embarrassing.
It really is. I mean, even at Mad River, I got a bunch of those in.
Yeah,
and that's saying something,
I wear the I wear the 100-day hat in deeply. This isn't that, but I get my money's worth. We'll see. I usually start off strong. And I'll see where I'm at come like late January, and if I should go for it or not.
So it seems like people really do dig that whole
It's like a club,
right? That there's not just the number of days with the vertical feet tracking it on their, on their passes and everything. That's like a thing, right?
Totally. And I think the goal with this challenge is we are going to award kind of the biggest vertical getters throughout the year in a number of different states. But the goal of the challenge isn't necessarily to just rack up as much as you can. It's kind of like, let's all do this together. Any little bit of vert counts. Go ski 200 vertical feet. You've contributed to this cool challenge that's going to this awesome cause. So it's really like, how do you be part of something bigger? But that being said, there are plenty of people who are nerds on the stats, and they will count their days and count their vert and sometimes they're top speeds, which we do not recommend by any means.
Yeah, a lot of those engineering people, not like us marketing people, like, we don't really care. Right?
Yeah, I'll wait for the sun. Yeah.
No, that's really cool. And just like looking around here, the place looks great. The lodge is looking good. Bar's looking good.
Yeah. Bar's looking good.
Yeah. The little white helps.
Yeah. That's about what lower FIS looks. That's about what lower Birdland looks like in the middle of winter. So it's kind of right where it needs to be.
So tell me about your staffing and how that's going. Like you staffing up and
hiring's actually going pretty well. And it's a combination of local hires and international students. Well, not just international students, but we have also started to hire kind of more, H-2B visas, basically H-3, which the J-1 program, which is what a lot of resorts use,
that's the students.
That's students, basically, right. On their summer vacation here to work for 3 months. They can only be here for 3 months. It's kind of a cultural exchange, too, so you do a lot of cultural experiences with them. But we also hire kind of a more sort of professional staff, too, which is the H-2s and 3s. So
They add so much to the community too. I mean, it's really cool what they bring. All these people from Southern Hemisphere folks, right?
Well, it's nice to just have, kind of different cultures and perspectives all sort of bubbling up in this community. It's awesome. And, we house most of them in our employee housing, along with a number of, local employees too. But as you know, housing is always kind of the struggle with the Valley.
Oh, is housing an issue, John? I had not heard about that.
Open the can, but,
No, it's really good. And Sugarbush is doing a lot. They got a couple big projects in the works in the next couple of years to get things going, right?
Yeah. We've been a couple different things, kind of buying or renting properties around the valley to make into employee housing. And then we have two larger projects sort of slowly working their way through permitting and financing and all that stuff. One, which is on the corner of Golf Course Road and the Access Road, and then a larger one, which would be in the old Rosita's lot, which is kind of behind the Health and Recreation Center.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really nice thing. But it's awesome. I spent some time at the Shark, believe it or not, and it's great seeing
pickleball. You're a pickleball guy, aren't you?
It's funny that you say that. I'll tell you, it's just being down there and seeing the international people and getting to talk to them and seeing where they're coming from, and they really seem to be enjoying working here, which is great. And I've heard that a lot of them are coming back for second years.
There's a ton of repeat students, employees coming back, which is awesome.
I mean, hell yeah.
They get to. It's better for the guest, right? Because they kind of know the place more. It's great that they feel like they're part of a community that welcomes them back. And
and it's like you've been here a while now. Like they're not getting rid of you. How many years you been here now?
Yeah, this is my 13th winter. I started in 2011.
Wow, I remember that. I was like your life coach in the beginning, like helping you out.
Yeah, your prodigy.
Yeah, do you remember? Do you remember your first year? I think it was the first year when we took the cat up for dinner.
Oh yeah,
right. And I had to tell you to like open the door for the lady. It's like, dude, do I really need to tell you this?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Etiquette 101, man.
It's really good to have the continuity here. Oh, more people working. No, it really is good to have the continuity here and the employees. And, I know that at Mad River it was the same way. I think for a lot of the skiers, it's, that it's the people that make the place, and
totally, especially in the valley, right? That's kind of what separates us from some of the other ski towns, especially how they've sort of transformed lately in the last 5 years. And the valley is still a kind of vibrant place with a lot of different types of people.
Well, there's certainly lots of different types of people. That's for sure.
Look at us.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I'm gonna shock people here because people probably don't know this because this whole Tailgate Talk is a Chamber of Commerce thing.
What?
Right. And John is our newest elected member of the Mad River Valley Chamber Board of Trustees.
That's right. Watch out.
Which just goes to show
anyone can get on. Yeah. Am I the youngest? Board member?
I think you're probably pretty close to it.
Wow.
Yeah, unannounced it's pretty close, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I think you are.
Yeah.
It's going to be great to have you aboard. So tell me, what your Sugarbush is a big contributing member of the Chamber of Commerce, and you've been involved with, the company's been involved forever and ever. And what do you see the value of the chamber, and how do you see why it's important to the community?
Yeah, I think there's this misconception that I think people love to say, which is sort of there's Sugarbush and the Mad River Valley, right? And they're kind of the same, right? Sugarbush is in the Mad River Valley; it's all part of the same entity, and the valley, in my opinion, is essential to what makes Sugarbush or Mad River Glen such a cool place to come to. And I think that obviously the ski areas are extremely valuable for the valley, but I without one, I don't think the other works very well. And so that's always kind of been our mantra, because I've been in the marketing department the whole time, and the way that this place has been developed sort of purposefully to not become sort of a giant village overnight, right? You want people, our guests, to go out into the valley, to go to the businesses and shop and dine and kind of ingrain themselves here. And the Chamber of Commerce is kind of essential to having a unifying sort of message to get people to the valley as an entity. I think it's hard because a place like Stowe, like it's all one name, and Killington and the valley is unique in that sense. But
Yeah, 3 towns and like
yeah,
2-3 different ski areas.
right.
And
Which is also kind of what makes it so cool.
Yeah.
Right? Is that
we're all here because we're not all
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah. It's a collective in a way, right?
Yeah.
Of different entities. So I think the chamber and the valley are just so crucial to getting the right kind of experience as a skier, someone who doesn't know anything about the valley, or someone who already loves this place. It's what it's all about, and that's why I've lived here for 13 years.
Yeah, so you got a couple little kids, right?
I got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old.
And are they going to be skiing?
Oh yeah. 6-year-old's already. She's been cranking since COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of free time, so we'd come up here every day after school and get an hour and a half in skiing before the lifts closed. But yeah, she's crushing it. My 4-year-old son, he's about ready to. I've been using the leash, which I was judgmental with at first, but I understand the value of it. He's about ready to get off that, so that'll be it. Then they'll start leaving mom in the dust.
Well, it's pretty exciting. Yeah, I got to tell you, it's pretty exciting. I mean, my kids grew up skiing at Mad River, and they're now 26 and 24 now, and they're off the leash big time.
Metaphorically.
Yeah, and they're big time skiers now, and it's a great place to bring up a family, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what's so cool about plenty of towns do this, but the valley, like Sugarbush, we work with 7 different schools to bring after school programs here, and just that ability to like get out once a week, even as a student, to ski for free is awesome.
Yeah, they might not be able to read, but damn, they can ski, right?
Ski, as long as they can read the shapes of the signs, green circle, blue square, black diamond.
Yeah. Or from Mad River, double black diamond.
Double black diamond, triple black. Hey, we have a couple double blacks. We're looking at one behind us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some turns in up there soon enough.
Oh yeah.
So, anything else that we haven't talked about that you want to touch on?
We're stoked for the season. We can't wait. So I will say last year for us was actually a record year. Mm-hmm. So it was the best year Sugarbush has ever had.
And you saying in terms of like skier visits?
Yeah, and revenue. Mm-hmm. And so that was with an average snow year. We had 249 inches of snow. Our average is 250. So if we have a good snow year, I think
sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit, man. Which is good. Good for us. Good for the valley. Obviously, it'll hopefully bring more excitement and business to all of us.
Yeah. Well,
unless you don't like people outside the.
No, we definitely like seeing people. Love seeing people. Coming up skiing and enjoying themselves and shopping down on Bridge Street or shopping in, Irisville or down in Warren Village and whatever. And it's good for everybody. So we really appreciate you joining me on the tailgate, John.
Yeah.
We'll come back later on in the season. We have people hawking over us and stuff on the trails.
Yeah, we'll do one on snow. Maybe we'll get back in the cabin cat.
Oh, right. That would be pretty good on a powder day.
On a powder day.
All right, John. Thanks so much.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. And we'll see you on the tailgate again real soon.
See ya.